So welcome everyone. My name is Amelie. I'm really pleased that you could be here today and that you've shown up for yourself in this way. We're just going to begin by settling ourselves into our space wherever you might be, whether you're sitting up or laying down, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to go ahead and place our hands across our chest if you like and begin a gentle bilateral tapping, helping to send through a calming signal to our amygdala. You might like to take a nice big deep breath in, breathing in through the nose and filling up your belly. And a big audible sigh, letting go, and perhaps just dropping the shoulders a little bit. Maybe another one of those, nice big breath in, breathing in through the nose. Just letting go of any tension, sighing out any worries. And why I have a giant bowl in my lap? We're going to put some worries and concerns and fears or anything that's whirling around in the mind, in the heart, in the stomach, wherever it might be in your body. We're just going to give ourselves the chance to express it and put it in the worry bowl. So you might like to do this by closing your eyes and imagining these things coming out of you, whatever it is at the forefront of your mind or causing knots in your stomach. You might like to speak these things aloud. You might even like to write them down and throw them at the screen, whatever you like. However you'd like to release them from you and put them into the worry bowl. I'll give you this moment now. You can also just continue to breathe in deep, and on each sigh you can imagine these things coming out of you. But just bring into mind anything that may have been worrying you, causing fear, causing tension, whatever it's causing you in your life, anything that you don't want to carry for this time that we have together, we'll put it in the bowl now. We might all go ahead and take another big breath in, breathing in through the nose and filling up our belly. And a big audible sigh, and just letting go of any tension in your lower limbs, in your legs, your ankles. And on this next breath, I'm going to do the same thing, just letting go of any tension in our upper body, in our back, in our shoulders, in our arms. And then on the next exhale, we'll just focus on relaxing our expression, relaxing our neck, relaxing anywhere that's feeling a little bit tense. When you're ready, we're going to put this giant bowl of worries and concerns and things out of sight, out of mind. As always, you can ask for them back at the end. Otherwise, we'll just pop them as fertilizer on my garden. So now that we've gotten rid of some of these things that are at the forefront of our mind that we're aware of, let's give our subconscious mind permission to let go a little bit as well. So stating out loud, you can repeat after me or say something along the lines of, I give my subconscious mind permission to release my worries and fears now. And you may have done this one with me before. We're going to do it again. Place our hands out in front of us and just imagine wherever that tension or icky feeling or whatever it might be that you can feel in your body, maybe there's some sadness in your heart, something in your stomach, just imagine taking that energy from wherever it is and placing it in your hands now. And whether you'd like to keep the eyes open or close them down, just trying to imagine the weight of that energy, whatever it is your subconscious mind is clinging to. Imagine the temperature of it, imagine the texture of it. And when you feel ready, clamp down on that energy, then take it out to the sides or up overhead, wherever you get to. Take a deep breath in. Then we're going to throw it at the ground, let it go and say, shoo! And you'll feel that energy shift out your fingertips. I'm going to do it again, just placing the energy, that stuckness, whatever it might be, and placing it in your hands and clamping down, taking it out to the sides or up overhead, and take a deep breath wherever you get to. Throw it out the window or on the ground, say shoo, let it go. And one more time, really consciously this time. Doesn't matter if you can't name the feeling, doesn't matter if you don't know where it is, just imagine it's now in your hands. Clamp down, out to the sides or up overhead. Deep breath. Throw it away, and now give yourself a shake off. Now you can be as gentle or as vigorous as you need to be with this. You might like to swing your body right around. You might want to stand up and jump up and down. But if you're feeling a little low on energy, then it might just look like a gentle shake of the wrists, maybe gentle shake of the knees, maybe your shoulders come into it too. Just see what needs to shift. And if that's feeling really good, then continue on with that shaking, or whichever way you're doing. If you're jumping about, continue on with that. Or you can join me in shifting our own life force energy through our body. So just bringing your hands slightly cupped and bringing them to your lower belly and tapping from here all the way up your body. And just concentrating on shifting any stagnant energy that's within you. So we'll just move over each body part, over our arm, down the inside of our arm. Coming down for a big round of applause for us all. You can be happy seals in the middle, if you like, and then tapping your way back up the outside of your arm, all the way back up to give yourself a big pat on the back for showing up for yourself and doing this session. And we're going to do the same thing over this other side. Tapping your way down the inside of this arm. Another big happy seal, happy warrior. See if you can put a smile on your face. Look as silly as you possibly can, and then tapping your way back up the outside. Another big pat on the back for pushing through whatever barriers and blocks are within that you had to push through to be here. Now we're going to just do little raindrops down the centre of our face, tuning into that sensation and seeing if you can soften your expression a little bit. And then another row, just moving slightly further out, softening that expression a little more. And then down the edges of your face for the final one. And then just making gentle fists with your hands, or if you've got a headache, you might just like to run your hands through your hair. But we're going to do 3 rows, whichever way you're doing it, tapping or running your hands through your hair. And then moving slightly further out, down and around to the back of your neck. And then just above the ears and down and around to the back of the neck. And then finding your kidneys, giving yourself a pat on the lower back, and then tapping your way down the outside of your legs. All the way down onto the top of your feet, and then coming back up the inside. And then just resting your hands back on your lower belly, just trusting whichever hand wants to go first. And just closing your eyes down now and taking a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, filling up your belly. Big audible sigh, letting go. And just taking a few breaths at your own pace. And I invite you to just have a little check-in with how you're feeling in this moment. Noticing how your body is feeling. Perhaps you're noticing that slight buzzing sensation of your life force energy flowing a little freer now. Maybe you're noticing some emotions arising up in you. Maybe you're noticing a little bit of calm starting to happen in the body or in the mind. Feeling a little more grounded. Whatever you're noticing, just try and notice it without any judgment. Just being fully present with whatever is arising for you in this moment. And when you feel ready, I want to see if you can make yourself even more comfortable. If you want to lie your body down, you're welcome to do that. If you've got a cushion, you might feel inclined to sort of hug it to your body. It can feel really nice and supportive. You might just like to have your hands in your lap or give yourself a nice hug, or a softened version of this with one hand under one arm, the other across your chest. Well, like I said, if you wish to, you can lie your body down. So we're just going to do a grounding visualization. So once you've found your position, I invite you to relax your body into the furniture, just allowing yourself to notice the feeling of comfort that comes from the support of the surface beneath you. And perhaps you're also becoming aware of the greater feeling of support that comes from being here. The feeling of support that comes from being part of this healing community. If your eyes aren't already closed, I invite you to close them down now and to go ahead and give yourself permission to be exactly where you are, to be exactly who you are right now. And as you take a deep breath, you might start to notice the sounds in the space where you're sitting. Or perhaps your attention is drawn towards the temperature where you are and how the air feels as it moves through your nostrils and how it feels as that air travels through your body. Maybe you're noticing how your body moves with each breath, that gentle rise and fall of your belly, your chest, and your ribs. And your awareness might be drawn to the sensation of your body beginning to relax. And you might choose to place your focus on the rhythmic beat of your heart. Or perhaps you're choosing to be attentive to those internal sensations within your body, or the feeling of your expression softening, and your facial muscles relaxing. You might be noticing your thoughts coming and going, just allowing them to float through your mind, letting each one go. And simply letting go of everything that isn't comfort and ease. And as you settle deeper into your body and settle deeper into the space where your body sits, just allow yourself to feel a sense of comfort wrap around you, as though you're being hugged by a warm blanket of comfort and ease. And I invite you to focus on your breath, noticing how it moves through your body, as I share with you all something that I've been contemplating again recently. I read this quote that goes, "Life isn't about waiting for the winds to change. It's about learning to adjust your sails." And perhaps like me, you might hear this quote and imagine yourself as though your body is a sailing vessel and your mind is the captain, looking out over the horizon and contemplating the voyage ahead. Perhaps you can even feel the gentle sway of the vessel. Maybe you can feel the fresh sea breeze on your face. I feel like perhaps the quote needs an additional line though. Perhaps it should read, "Life isn't about waiting for the winds to change. It's about learning to adjust your sails and knowing when to drop anchor and hold fast." For we all know that there are times when we need to seek shelter. Times when we've known that the weather will likely tear our sails. We've each experienced times where we've needed to hold fast through the storms of our lives. And for many of us, we've had to do this many times over, as though one storm just rolls into the next. And it can make it hard to ever set sail and voyage with confidence again. Those storms that once anchored us in fear may have also disoriented us somewhat. And now, even though the storm may have passed and the weather may have settled, we might still feel a little uncertain at even the smallest of winds. But we know that staying in harbour is not what our ship is built for. Our vessel is built for voyage. We're built for exploration, expansion, and a vast array of experiences, and that looks different for each of us. And sometimes after years of weathering so very many storms, we lose sight of where we are headed, unsure of which direction to navigate. Or perhaps we know where we want to end up, but we're not sure how to chart our course there. Perhaps there's been many other voices trying to take charge of your vessel. Maybe there's been shipwrights repairing dings with the wrong materials that only serve to weigh you down. Maybe there's been coast guards telling you that you can't go a certain way. Maybe you've had other captains telling you they know a better, easier, faster way, and they've led you astray. But I invite you now to explore the idea that you do know your way. Deep down inside, you already know the perfect way to get to where you want to go in life. I invite you to remember your compass, that compass that sits in your very center, that vital tool that directs you towards that which is good and away from that which is not good for you. You can hear it, this compass of yours. It has a rhythm. Your compass beats with a steady rhythm to help remind you that it's there, deep in your chest, pumping life through your vessel. Your heart compass goes with you everywhere, directing you at every turn. Your heart compass may not be able to predict the weather, it cannot predict the swell or the tides, but it can predict whether you are headed in the right or the wrong direction for your soul. Your heart compass can't be seen, but it can be heard and felt. It doesn't speak in language. It communicates via sensations and emotions. It speaks through energy in motion which moves inside your body, either contracting or expanding within you. I invite you to remember times when your heart compass communicated with you, remembering how it felt when your heart swelled and expanded with love as it urged you to go in the direction of that love. And you might also remember times when your heart communicated with you using different sensations, shrinking, contracting, and steering you away from negative or harmful energies. And so I invite you to reconnect with this living inner compass of yours by placing a hand on your heart and perhaps taking a few deep breaths and noticing how it feels to reconnect with that rhythm, that deep internal drum that beats within. You can relax your hand by your side again if you wish. Perhaps you've been feeling a little uncertain in life lately, unsure of the direction to take with your health, or perhaps with your family, your home, or your work. There's so many facets of our lives that can become uncertain. But when we remember we have our inner compass to guide us, it can help to calm down our fears. Even if we do wait for the winds to change and we set sail on the most perfect conditions, we can be sure that at some point the weather will turn, the winds will yet again change. And that's okay. We've each been disoriented before and found our way again. We've each felt the waves crashing against our hull and felt the winds howling with fierce intensity, and we've known in those moments to protect our sails, to drop anchor and hold fast to our inner strength and resilience, allowing the storm to pass. For we know with certainty that weather is forever changing. And yet we also know that the sun is constant. It may disappear from our sight for a while. It may be obscured by clouds or on its own voyage, orbiting beyond our sight. But we know the sun always shines bright. We've all seen it, breaking through those clouds, those magnificent streams of golden light reaching down towards us. Perhaps you too have looked with awe upon this magical sight, as though for a brief moment in time the energy of the universe is concentrated into these tendrils of golden light, breaking free from the dark storm clouds, as if to serve as a reminder, it's going to be okay. And perhaps we can all send our vessel some of the very same golden energy, imagining now receiving golden beams of light into our bodies, allowing this golden energy to reach every cell with the message that it's going to be okay. And perhaps as we each voyage into our futures, we may encounter some dark nights, or perhaps times without any wind, times when we may drift aimlessly. And these times may feel uncomfortable for those of us who've become familiar with the chaos of storms and the constant distraction of the weather that swirls around us. But you can learn to embrace these times of quiet solitude, of stillness, simply allowing yourself time to rest and recharge, allowing yourself time for introspection, whilst feeling the gentle rhythm of the ocean lull you into a state of peace and tranquility, aligning with your own internal rhythm of your dear heart compass. And if the darkness ever feels insurmountable, just look to the horizon. There is always a beacon of light, of hope, a lighthouse on distant shores. And even if it is so very faint, all we need is that speck of light, that flicker of hope that helps navigate us towards getting the help we need. And whether you've been at anchor, in port, or seeking repairs in the harbour, soon enough you will find yourself busy once more, adjusting your sails to suit the ever-changing winds, navigating the tides and swells, and trusting in the skills that you've learnt along the way. And the interesting thing about our heart compass is that the more we seek its guidance, the stronger the guidance becomes. So I invite you now to bring to mind something in your life that you've been grappling with, a decision you're needing to make, or action you're needing to take, or something else entirely. And as you hold this in mind, I invite you to place a hand back on your heart, or simply become aware of your heart, and take a deep breath and exhale with a sigh. And as you take another few deep breaths in the same way, just become aware of how your body feels in this present moment, tuning into the sensations that might be moving or perhaps remaining still within your body. And again, breathing deeply in and exhaling with a sigh. I invite you to ask your heart a question, either silently or out loud. My dear heart, I ask you, once you receive the guidance from your heart, you can again speak in your mind or out loud, saying, my heart says, and just state what your heart is telling you. And perhaps you'd like to simply take a moment to feel your heart's rhythm beating, that beautiful life force within, allowing your inner guidance from your heart compass to truly land within you. And I invite you now to lengthen your spine, feeling the strength of your muscles as you elongate your body, imagining yourself like a ship's mast, reaching upwards into the sky. And now bringing your shoulders back and feeling an opening naturally happen in your chest. Perhaps imagining the opening of your sails, expanding as they catch the breeze. And now with your spine long and strong, I invite you to allow a softening of your heart and a softening of your belly, creating a union of the two polarities of strength and softness side by side. Both are important qualities that we embody, sometimes used separately, sometimes used in conjunction with one another, able to withstand yet also able to flow with the wind. Always a good reminder on how we should move through this life. Strong yet soft. And tilting your face up towards the sky as though your entire being is looking up, as though your entire being is looking forward toward all the possibilities that may be waiting on the horizon. And perhaps you're able to feel more confident in the direction you're headed. Maybe you're feeling more capable. And you might even be looking forward to the next breeze that billows your sails and has you moving forward toward those possibilities on the horizon. Confident in your own skills to adjust the sails as you need to. And I invite you now to begin to bring your awareness back to the sensations in your body. So you might choose to gently move your body slowly as you begin to reawaken your awareness to your surroundings. Perhaps once again noticing those sounds nearby you. Maybe refocusing on the temperature of the air as it moves around you and as it moves through you. Perhaps your body is drawing your attention to your fingers and toes and calling for a little movement here. Maybe your body is asking you to stretch or for your shoulders to roll or shrug. Just listening now to the needs of your body in this moment as you readjust. Becoming consciously aware of where you are, while still allowing yourself permission to be exactly who you are as you open your eyes to look forward when you're ready. And I invite you to join me once again in a nice big deep breath and an audible sigh on the exhale. And if you're sitting up, then I invite you to lay your body down on the mat or the bed or wherever you have space. If you're already there, that's great, just remain there. And just stretch your legs out. And perhaps you might feel inclined to bring your arms up overhead, stretching out tall like a cat waking up in the morning. Maybe you want to roll your wrists and your ankles a little bit. Maybe you want to be still. Just listen to what your body wants in this moment. And if it feels good, you can stay right here, stretching like a cat. Or you can bring your knees into your chest and your arms up to meet them, giving yourself a nice hug, creating a little ball, and just gently exploring movement there, massaging your back on the floor or the mat or the bed. For anyone who is doing the practice still seated, if you're on the edge of a chair, then perhaps you just want to lift one knee to your chest, give yourself a hug there, and then the other knee. Just exploring that tightness, a little hug there. And when you feel ready, just dropping one of your legs down, holding that other knee to your chest for a moment. Then we're going to drop that knee across our body and stretch the opposing arm out the other way. Nice big side twist here. You might like to follow that stretched hand with your gaze. Just take a few deep breaths here. And if you're doing the practice from a chair, then just doing the same sort of thing, cross one leg over. Grab hold of that knee for leverage, take the other arm out and around behind you just as far as feels good. Don't overdo it. And just following it with your gaze and just taking a few deep breaths. So whichever way you're doing it, just really breathing deep into the stretch there. And then when your body's telling you it's had enough, just bringing that knee back up. I'm going to switch it over to the other knee, doing the same sequence on this side, holding it close to your chest for a moment. And dropping it over your body, reaching out the arm in the opposite direction, and taking a few deep breaths. And of course, if you're doing it from a chair, just switching the leg over, doing the same sequence as before on the other side. And when you feel ready, once your body is giving you the signals it's had enough there, bringing that knee up, and we're going to leave it up for a moment. We're going to bring our foot over it into our figure four, and then reach through our thigh, grab hold of the back of the thigh, and bring that stretch down towards you, just as much as feels good for you, creating a nice stretch in the hamstring there, a nice opening in the hip as well. And for anyone doing the practice on the chair, I'm going to do the same motion with our legs, putting one foot over the knee. Instead of bringing that to our chest, we'll just take our body over towards it, maybe a little way, maybe midway, maybe folding the whole way, whichever feels right for you. And again, just taking a few deep breaths, really relaxing your body into that stretch, into that opening in the hip. And when you feel ready, once you hear those signals from your body that it's time to switch over, then go ahead and do the same position on the other side. Just allowing yourself to appreciate this stillness. Breathing deep. And once you hear those signals from your body, it's time to release from there. You can bring your feet together in the middle, if you like, and allow them to fall down onto the mat or the bed, and just allow your knees to fall open to either side, creating a nice big opening in the hips again. And we might bring our arms up to create a nice opening in our chest as well. And just breathe into your belly. Nice big breaths. And if you're doing practice from a chair, then perhaps you'd like to just sit forward, making sure you're stable, widening out that stance and leaning a little bit forward so that you get that nice stretch there in the groin and the hips, a nice opening, and maybe bringing your hands up as well. It's really opening that middle section of your body. And again, just breathing deep. Now, if this is feeling really nice for you, if you're enjoying having this opening here, it is where we store a lot of trauma. So maybe you want to stay here a little longer. But if you like, you can bring your knees back up and just roll your body to one side for those of us on the mat or the floor, and just bring yourself back to a seated position. And once you're all seated, if you are going to be seated, we'll just explore a bit of movement. We'll work our way up our body. So just beginning with a very gentle sway. Really, really gentle, as though you're a blade of grass in the breeze. Just very slowly moving that spine. And you might begin to make the movements a little wider on either side. Just slow and control. Feeling your muscles engage and let go. Just really staying in tune with those sensations in your body. And you might like to bring some exploration towards the front, maybe taking it a nice big circle around. Maybe back the other way. Just allowing yourself to explore. See where your body is calling you to go. You might like to bring your shoulders into that movement, just dropping one at a time, maybe rolling them back. Just allowing your body some time of free flowing. You might like to bring your arms into it as well. You might like to make your movements asymmetrical. You might like to make them balanced and symmetrical. It's totally up to you. This is your time to explore those intuitive whispers of your body, of what you need in this moment. Creating a bit of an interpretive dance about how it is to feel in your body today. Feeling all those different muscles being moved, those muscles that maybe you don't get to move in your day-to-day life, in your activity or in your resting. You might like to bend your whole body forward. Take it all the way up, wherever it wants to go. Just allow yourself the time to take it there. And if you'd like, you can also add another exercise into this as you move. So when you hum, you actually stimulate the vagus nerve and massage it from the inside. So you might like to hum on each exhale. So taking nice big deep breaths, breathing all that air into your belly. And then hum as you explore where your body would like to go. You're also welcome to stand up and explore some movement in your legs as well, or perhaps just bring them forward or out to the sides, wherever you like to be. And if this is feeling really good for you, then you're welcome to continue on with this exploration, with this humming. You're also welcome to join me in bringing your hands together, locking them together, and then pressing out away from the body, allowing your shoulders to roll over. You might like to tuck your head in, or you might like to keep it forward, whichever feels right for you. And we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths here to stretch out the back of our shoulders. You might feel some heat or heaviness there in your arms, in which case just bring them up. And we're going to take a deep breath and really stretch up tall, elongate the spine. And then on the exhale, just see if you can take it over, leaning your body over to one side, just a little way, or maybe a fair way, whatever you feel is right. And just holding there for a moment and waiting for those signals of your body to tell you when it's time to come back up. So you might feel some heat or some shakiness. Whatever the signal might be for you, just feel for that and come back to the center when you're ready. And maybe another deep breath, breathing up, taking it even taller. And then over to the other side. You might go a little further on this side or a little less. Wherever you get to, just hold and feel for those signals of the body again. And once you feel them, whether that's heat or shakiness, bringing your body back to center. Just bring your hands down behind your head and bringing your elbows back, really opening up your chest. Maybe taking a big breath here, breathing into your belly again. And we're going to do a cross the body twisting motion, which is really good to help release all those issues in the tissues. So we're going to take one elbow down towards the other knee. You might only get a little way. You might take it all the way. It doesn't matter. We're just going to take it a little, however far feels right. Now on this next one, you might like to bring your knee up towards that elbow. Use a few different muscles. And just going at your own pace. Maybe you preferred the first one. Maybe you just want to twist your body around. You don't want to lean forward. Just find whatever motion feels good for you that helps to twist your midsection. And like with all the other movements, if your body is telling you it's had enough, then listen to that signal. And if your body has now told you it has had enough, then you can release your hands and just bring them down around behind your back. And if you want to clasp them back together, just straighten them there. That might feel good. You might like to pull them away from your body. Just opening up your chest once again. Maybe you want to even lean forward, pull them away. Just explore what feels good. Now when you're ready, you can let go and just relax your arms. Maybe you want to give yourself some shrugs, some rolls. We're just going to bring our attention to our neck and shoulders now. So taking your hands, we're going to place them on our neck and shoulders and just give ourselves a loving massage. I know a lot of us will hold our tension here. I certainly do. So you might be feeling good to massage that area, or maybe you just want to hold firmly and move your head around and feel your muscles moving underneath. Or maybe you want to sort of massage and move. Whatever you're doing, if you are moving, just making sure that the movements are nice and slow and controlled within the limits of your body. And if you're needing to stay here and continue massaging, then by all means do that. Otherwise, bringing your hands to your face, we're just going to shift any worrisome expression out of our face. So just applying some pressure down the forehead and pinching your eyebrow when you get there, and just moving slightly further out each time, doing the same motion, just shifting that worrisome or anxious energy out of your expression today. Going at your own pace. Maybe you're faster than me, maybe you're slower, it doesn't matter. And once you get to the edge of your eyebrows, just bring your attention to your eyelids and paint a really nice soft line there, appreciating that beautiful softness of your skin. Then moving slightly further up, so you're painting a rainbow up your face, and maybe when you get to your eyebrows, you're going to press harder. Feel that texture of your hairs on your eyebrows, and then moving from there all the way up, making those rainbow lines on your face. Once you get to your hairline, then you might like to bring your attention down to your temples. It might feel good just to press here for a moment, or you might like to do little circles. Then moving from this area down to find that little opening, that joint in the jaw, so just below that cheek, and allow your mouth to fall softly open so that you can massage into that joint. Another place where we hold so much tension. So just allow yourself this moment to explore if you can release any of that tension there. It might feel a little tender, especially if you grind your teeth at night. I know I do. You might like to give your cheeks a big smush, maybe taking them in circles, back the other way, maybe up and down, forward and back. Just exploring what feels good for you. And you might like to take your attention along your cheeks and up to your nose, down the bridge of your nose, around the edges, onto your upper lip, down onto your chin, just exploring all of the surface of your face. And then maybe going along your jaw, all the way back up to your ears, massaging those ears of yours, exploring all those nooks and crannies. And around behind your ears. And then coming down either side of your neck, massaging that vagus nerve. All the way down, just slowly. And we'll do our big 6 lymphatic stimulation exercises since we're here. So we'll open up our lymphatic system here. We'll rub back and forth 10 times over, just above the collarbone, so just above that bone in that fleshy part there. As always, I forgot to start counting. So once it feels about 10, just do some tapping there. And on the other side. And then tapping. And we'll come back up to our jawline. We'll just bring that massaging hand of ours. You might feel a little tender here, so just go easy on yourself if it is. We'll just rub here about 10 times and then tapping. And then on the other side. And tapping. And then just making gentle fists with your hands. We're going to bring them down to our chest, moving from the centre out to the sides as far as you can and then back. We'll just move back and forth in this way. And we'll tap on this area 10 times. And then just massaging in underneath your underarm. And then tapping or punching, either way, whichever feels easier for you. And then on the other side. So for anyone who hasn't done this before, this is just stimulating our lymphatic system to help us get any toxins flowing out of our body. They often get stuck and stagnant in our lymphatic system. And then just underneath your breasts or pecs, just alternating that top hand back and forth. And then tapping. And then just finding the crease in your groin. This one always looks a little sus, but we're just going to use a down and out motion in that crease using your thumbs. And then tapping. And then underneath your knees for the final one. And tapping. And yeah, we didn't actually go into our head. Let's go back up to our head for a moment and just give yourself a massage all around the surface of your skull. Just allow yourself to really tune in to the sensations that are there underneath your fingertips, but also the sensations that might be arising in different parts of your body. So you might be noticing a tingling in your legs. Maybe you're noticing something else, somewhere else in your body. Just really tuning in to those sensations that you can feel. And once you've gotten some bed hair, some volume in there, let's do a little bit of our emotional freedom tapping. So we're going to use a bit of colour therapy this afternoon. We are going to begin by tapping on our karate point, that fleshy part of the hand, using the other 4 fingers. tapping on our meridian lines, and this helps to send through more of those lovely calming signals to the amygdala, that worried grand central station in our brain. So I'll tell you which colour that we're going to use as we say these statements and do the tapping, and I just want you to imagine drawing upon that colourful energy as though it's coming from the centre of the earth up through your feet and then out your head and around you, sort of circles around. So we're going to tap here on one of our hands, and if you need to change the statements so that they suit you in your life a bit better, then go ahead and change them. Otherwise you can just repeat after me, okay? So, even though I sometimes feel overwhelmed, red energy. Calling upon the red energy from the depths of the earth. So imagining that beautiful red energy moving through you. We'll start again. Even though I sometimes feel overwhelmed, I am safe and calm in the present moment. And as you channel that beautiful red energy through your body, losing my words, just allow yourself to feel the peace in being present in this moment. And feel that sensation of the tapping. And when you're ready, moving on to the other hand, and we're still going to channel that beautiful deep red colour, that red energy into our bodies. Even though I experience discomfort, I feel a loving connection with my body. And so again, as that red energy moves through you, I'm just going to take this moment to think about how amazing our bodies are for all the things that they do. Working away to survive and get rid of the toxins and doing all they possibly can to heal, even though those healing symptoms feel like sick symptoms sometimes. When you're ready, I'm going to bring our tapping up to our eyebrows, and we're going to switch colour, imagining orange energy coming up from the centre of the earth. And here we're going to say, I'm aware of the sensations in my body. And just take a moment to truly become aware of those sensations in the body without any judgment. And when you're ready, we'll move our tapping onto the side of the eyes, following that bony part around, and say, I recognize joy and passion when I feel it. And so just think about the last time that you felt either of these and how that truly felt in your body. Where was the joy? Where was the passion? Was it in your heart? Was it in your stomach? Where did joy and passion feel in your body? How did it feel? And when you're ready, just moving your tapping down underneath the eyes, and we're going to switch to the colour yellow. So imagining beautiful yellow energy moving from the centre of the earth all the way up through the body. We're going to say, I acknowledge my strength and determination. And I invite you to take this moment to truly appreciate how much strength and determination it took you to be here today, and to show up in the various ways that you do and all the other days. And then moving your tapping down underneath the nose, we're going to still focus on that yellow energy moving through our bodies. And we'll say, I acknowledge my courage. And just take this moment to feel the courage in your body. That sensation inside you that helps you step forward in the face of fear or pain or whatever barrier is there in your life. When you're ready, we'll move our tapping down onto the chin, and we're going to now imagine beautiful green energy coming up from the center of the earth, maybe like jungle or rolling hills or forest green. And we'll say, I thank my body for being my vessel. And we'll just allow ourselves another moment of appreciation for our bodies. I would invite you to send your entire body some love. Send it some thanks, knowing that it's always working hard to keep us alive. And when you're ready, you can move the tapping down onto the collarbones. And as you tap here, you're going to say, I express myself authentically. And as you imagine the colour blue moving through you from the centre of the earth, as though you've tapped into a magical well of water, beautiful blue colour moving through you, you need to allow yourself to feel the peace that comes when you're able to express yourself authentically, whether that be through speech or written word, or perhaps for you it's through some sort of creativity, or maybe the actions that you take or the way that you dress. Whatever it means to you to express yourself authentically, I just want you to take a moment to remember that feeling of peace when you are absolutely you. And when you feel ready, we're going to move our tapping down underneath one arm, about a hand's bent down. As we tap here, I'm going to switch the colour to indigo, as though a clear night sky. Nice dark bluey purple kind of colour. Imagining that moving through the body. I'm going to say, I listen to my intuition. And just taking a moment to think back to a time recently when you followed your gut feeling and you had that realization that you were intuitively right about something. How did that connection with your intuition feel in your body? Where did you feel that? And when you're ready, you can move to the other side, still channeling that beautiful indigo energy through the body. And we'll say, I understand that wisdom comes from experience. And just allow yourself this moment to recognize how much wiser you are from all the challenges that you've overcome so far. And then when you're ready, you can move the tapping up to the top of the head. And we're going to change the colour purple, and so there's lavender colour moving through you, or amethyst. And as you tap here, we'll say, I feel hope for my future. And I feel love for myself as I am. And just allow these feelings of love and hope to travel through your body. Breathing in these sensations, breathing them in deep, and imagining that beautiful purple coloured energy carrying that hope and love to every cell. And you can stop your tapping now and just allow your hands to fall in your lap. Or maybe you want to give yourself a nice tight hug, or maybe you want to lay yourself back down. However you want to position your body, we're just going to do another visualization using the power of our brain to create some happy feel-good chemicals. So our brain naturally creates these chemicals based on the stimuli that we feed it. So we're going to feed it some really good stimuli now. So just making yourself as comfortable as possible, if that's with a cushion, sitting upright, laying down, whatever, however you'd like to be. Just invite you to close your eyes down, and I want you to imagine yourself in 3 years' time from now. Perhaps you're imagining a healthier, more vibrant version of yourself. Maybe you're more full of life, you've got energy, you've got capacity. So 3 years into the future, I want you to place yourself there. And once you're there, just start to listen into the sounds that you can hear. What are the sounds nearby you? Are you outside, inside? Are there nature sounds? Are there sounds of other people? Just allow these sounds to filter on into your ears. Wherever you are, just listening for what's around and noticing how that might add to any feelings of joy that you're feeling, any excitement, and imagining that you're opening your eyes up and taking a look around. In 3 years' time, where are you? Are you in the same country? Is it the same season? Where is the light coming from? Is it daylight? Is it moonlight? Is it the light from lamps? Is it from a fireplace? Where does the light come from, and what is it showing you? What is being illuminated by this light nearby? Are you noticing colours? Are you noticing shapes? Maybe textures? Are you noticing faces? Are you noticing where the shadows fall? Are you noticing if there's movement or stillness? Just allowing your eyes to take in the sights around you in 3 years' time, whatever it is that you're doing. And when you feel ready, go ahead and take a big, deep breath in and breathe in the smells nearby. So in 3 years' time, wherever you are, what can you smell? And is there any tastes that you can taste? They often go hand in hand. Just allowing those senses to come to life, imagining what it is that you can smell, what it is that you can taste. Maybe you're eating food that you haven't been able to eat for a while. Maybe in 3 years' time, your diet is opening back up for you. Maybe you're smelling flowers, maybe you're smelling grass, salty sea air, whatever it is, just allow those smells to reach you and notice how they add to that feeling of joy or vibrancy within. And imagining now that you're wiggling your toes and you're noticing if you've got shoes on or if your feet are bare against the earth. Noticing if you can feel the energy coming up from the earth through that connection there. Maybe your feet are submerged in water. Maybe you're feeling the texture of sand or grass or mud. Whatever it is that you're feeling underfoot, just really feel it. And noticing the temperature where you are. Maybe you're noticing a breeze and you might be noticing how that feels on your skin, how it feels on your face. Maybe you're noticing how your clothing feels on your skin. And if you're moving, perhaps you're noticing how those feelings change as you move. Maybe you're feeling your hair on your back. Maybe there's the sun warming your skin. Maybe there's rain coming down your face. Just noticing what's happening around you and how it feels on the outside of your body. You might like to reach out and touch something. You might be holding something. Just feel the temperature, the weight, or the texture. And still imagining that you're in this place in 3 years' time, this healthier, more vibrant version of you. And we're going to go deep within, noticing how our hearts are beating in 3 years' time. Are they full of love, full of gratitude? Are they swollen with that love, with that gratitude? Are they beating a little faster with excitement or a little slower, being calm? And noticing also, how does your breath move through your body? How do your thoughts move through your mind? Are they a little slower, a little clearer? Maybe they're more hopeful, more positive. Just noticing, witnessing those thoughts moving through. How do your muscles feel? Do they feel stronger, more energized? Just noticing those internal sensations within the body, in that body of yours in 3 years' time. And if you don't already have a big smile on your face, see if you can put one on there now and just notice how that might add to that feeling of joy, of hope. Whatever it is that you're feeling, just notice the sensations that shift within you when a smile comes onto your face. And just taking a big breath in through the nose, filling up your belly, imagining that you're breathing in all of this beauty, all of these wonderful feelings that you've conjured up, breathing them into your body, into your lungs. And then sighing out anything that feels like it doesn't belong within you anymore. Maybe there's some self-limiting beliefs sitting in there. Maybe there's some past conditioning that you've taken on from other people. You can let go of that on the exhale, making more room for this feeling that you're conjuring up to come on into your body. So taking another big deep breath when you're ready, breathing in that lovely feeling. Maybe you want to give it a colour. Whatever colour jumps to mind, just trust it and breathe that colourful energy, that feeling of joy and vibrancy, whatever it is that you're conjuring up for yourself. Breathe it on into your body, into your lungs, and let it expand from there, from your lungs into your cells, into your organs, everywhere into your body, moving through every part of you. And again, with each exhale, just letting go of those things that keep you stuck, that stagnation, those energies within that prevent you from feeling this way. So you might like to just focus for a few breaths on breathing in more of that colourful energy if you have assigned it a colour, and letting go of those blocks, making more room for that energy to come on in, that energy of joy, maybe that energy of healing, energy of excitement, whatever it might be, whatever name you want to give it. Just allow it to circle through your body, reaching every cell, keeping that smile on your face if you can. And when you're ready, I invite you to set yourself an intention, something that you intend to do that helps you step closer in the direction of feeling this way. So it could be a daily action, it might be a weekly action, it might simply be to turn up to these sessions, or maybe you want to do your own practice each day. Maybe it's to call a friend, maybe it's to take a bath, whatever it is for you. I'll give you this moment to think of your intention, an action that takes you closer in the direction of this feeling, and state it out loud if you like. Let your subconscious mind hear it, let the universe hear it. So I'll give you a moment now. And once you've stated your intention, I invite you to start bringing your awareness back to the present moment, to the room that you're sitting in, just noticing those sounds nearby, noticing how the air might be moving around you or through your body. Perhaps you're feeling called to bring some movement back in, maybe moving your shoulders, maybe moving your fingers and toes. You might still want to keep your eyes closed a little longer, or you might be feeling called to blink them open and let that light come back in. I invite you to join me in a nice big deep breath in and a big sigh on the exhale. we might just finish up with 3 voos. So we're going to make the sound voo sort of similar to the om, but it just stimulates slightly differently on the inside. So again, it's massaging that vagus nerve from the inside. We're also opening up our diaphragm. We can get it really tight in here when we're stressed, hold a lot of tension in here as well. So I invite you to just sort of feel into how it feels. As you make this sound, you might notice a vibration here. So you can place your hands on your chest. You can place them wherever you like, in your lap if you wish, in prayer, whatever you like. And we're just going to take a breath in, and then on the exhale, we're going to say VOO, just V-O-O-O-O continuously, okay? So we're going to do this 3 times over. So taking a breath in, VOO. I invite you once again to just take a moment to really tune into how it feels to be in your body in this moment. Maybe just taking a few deep breaths and just really acknowledging how you're feeling without any judgment. Noticing any emotions arising up. Just noticing anything that might have changed for you since you first joined the Zoom to now. And don't worry if you're feeling a little fatigued. That's just your nervous system switching over into rest and digest, that parasympathetic state, optimal healing state. So perfect for the evening, for winding down. One more big breath, breathing in through the nose, filling up your belly. Big sigh on the exhale.